You know, we've seen, and I'm going to paraphrase this question because it is quite long. We've seen how in this upcoming Senate special election, the Democratic Party has gotten involved in clearing the field for Representative Markey. Do you believe that the Mass GOP has a role to play in vetting candidates? What, if any, role should they play? And you can expound on that if you want.
Sure.
Expand on that.
Sure. So in my time at the party, it was always very clear that we did not take positions in primaries. And I do believe that that is a good thing. I have to say the democratic process should be respected. And when you do, you mentioned, you know, everybody laying down dead in the aisles for Elizabeth Warren to run for Senate, okay? It's a perfect example. We're not the Democrats, and we shouldn't mirror that structure. I think it's important that we allow people who want to run. Now, that being said, I recognize that there are good candidates, and there are candidates that are good, that should be in a general election, and because they are mired down in a primary, they have to spend money, time, and resources on beating a primary opponent that probably or sometimes cannot win a general election. So I am for having private conversations, talking to folks, quote, not vetting candidates and saying you can run and you can't, but talking to see who is the best candidate, and look, maybe there's a better office for you to run for. Maybe this isn't your time, maybe you should think about doing this in the future. But in essence, I don't believe that the chair is in the business of vetting this candidate should run and this candidate shouldn't.
Thank you very much. Can you repeat the question? Or is
Look, we're looking at this all wrong. Should we vet candidates? We don't run candidates in over half our races. Are you kidding me? Of course we should be vetting candidates. But it starts at the recruitment stage. I've got to recruit candidates for every race. And you're darn tootin' I'm going to vet them. I'm going to get the hardest working candidates. Okay? I'm going to get the folks who know what they're talking about. I'm going to go into the communities and I'm going to ask folks, who's the most popular guy or gal in town? Who could beat the incumbent Democrat? And that's who I'm going to recruit. Now, if two of those folks show up and they want to have a primary, they should have at it. We cannot get in the way of the democratic process. That's why we have primaries. Okay? Primaries done correctly work. But I'll tell you what I will do when there's a primary. I will sit those candidates down in every situation and I will tell them the ground rules. All right? You are to remain positive at all times. There will be no personal attacks on a Republican versus a Republican. I, as the chair, will not accept that. And if somebody, either the two, or three, or four, as the case may be, attacks, they can write off the support of the party. Plain and simple. Okay? So it's indirect vetting, if you will. There will be lines, and I will not tolerate folks going outside of those lines. We will build a stronger party, and we will have disagreement, and we will have debate, and that will make us stronger. And I will vet candidates, and I will field candidates in every race that we can.